everybody. So today I want to show you a brand new deck that I really love called Rediscovered Classic Tarot. This was a Kickstarter project. A little disappointed that I paid a little bit more on Kickstarter than once he offered it on Etsy, but it's okay. The guy's from Ukraine, so anything I can do to help Ukraine, even one person at a time, I'm happy to do so. But this is through Pentagram Publishing, and he does, I guess, a lot of oracles and stuff. This was the one that came up that I really liked. So I'm not only going to just show you it, I want to show it to you in comparison to the standard Yellow Box RWS. And I'll explain why in just a second. But I'm going to start with the one thing that I don't like about it. So the one thing that I don't like about it is, I'll say two things. One is that it's really, really shiny. It's really, really glossy. And you can see compared to this deck, which I chose a 1990s, I believe this is a 1990s deck, Yellow Box deck, because it's a little unfair to compare it to the buttery feel of the 70s deck. And certainly I'm not going to compare it to the decks now, which are even more awful. But you can see that there's a little bit of a sheen on here, but here it is just a high, high gloss, which makes them a little bit sticky. And also, they're a little bit too thick for my taste. I'm not sure what the whole deal is now with having these really thick decks, but my hands are really small, and they just feel heavy to me. So you can see that it doesn't seem like a huge difference, but it is a thicker deck. I mean, when you pick them up first and do like this, it doesn't seem like it, but once I started picking them up to try and shuffle them and stuff, I could feel the weight and I could feel the difference there. So not really happy with those two aspects. That said, everything else I absolutely love. Everything else I absolutely love. And that's why I want to show it to you compared to here, because it'll highlight what I love about it. So we'll just start by one of the things that I love so much about this deck is the detail with which he added backgrounds. Now this is across the whole deck. You see that, not that I don't love the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but he has gotten into such detail in the backgrounds. It's not just a plain sky. And you'll see the difference here. It's much more earthy. It's much more grounded. And it almost looks like, here, you're not sure. I mean, yes, he could be stepping off a cliff. Here, there's no question. Here, yes, he could be stepping off a cliff, but we're really not sure if there's just a little bit of a way that he could walk down, too, because he's part of the landscape. He's not above it. And just the colors of this deck are so beautiful. And what's interesting about this deck is two things primarily. One is that I don't find an actual color scheme for something. It's very grounded. It's very earthy. The other thing is that even though the faces are not quite the same, there are some faces in this deck that show different expressions. If you look at them, they kind of are drawn the same, but they just have a feel of a different expression. Like this guy looks like his head is legitimately up somewhere. This guy looks more determined to me, now. The thing I like about it is I think that everybody's going to be able to see this in a different way. My husband saw this as him kicking the dog. I didn't see that, but anyway, so that's, I want to go through this and I want to show you each card side by side so you can see the detail, like the lake here. Here we just have mountains. We're just at the top of the mountains. And does it change the meaning? It absolutely does, but there's so much that is similar to Pixie's work that I really have a hard time not calling this a clone. And it's on the border there, but I really for me, it's a beautiful clone. Anyway, so here we go. Here's the Fool. Oh, and the last thing is, I really like the the font here. I like the font, and I like having the numbers down here. Now up here, once you start getting into the Roman numerals, of course, you know, we always have to read the Roman numerals, and those of us who have been doing it for a long time, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But for those who have not. Oh, and one other thing too, I wanted to show you the difference in the size. So this is really a little bit more the size of the Lo Scarabeo decks, and I'm going to show you that it's not exact, but it's smaller. It's a little bit shorter, and it's a little bit less wide and more narrow than a standard deck. And in comparison with the Lo Scarabeo deck, this is a remake of one of the Dirty Pam. You can see that it's almost exact, but just a shade smaller than the Lo Scarabeo. So I really like that, especially the fact that this deck is heavier. It makes it easier to shuffle and stuff. So that works in our favor. So anyway, so let's get started here. I've shown you the full. I just noticed this. I really love the fact that there's the blue and yellow. Feels like it represents Ukraine to me. I wouldn't know if that shape kind of is that, but I really, really like that. So anyway, okay. So there's the Fool, and we see, you know, we've got all, he's not so clearly just above the mountains, on the very, very top of the mountains. He is part of them. He's taking a walk in the mountains. He hasn't reached the top. Okay. So, we'll go to the magician. And once again, I love what he's done with the background here. Not saying anything against Pam's version of this. He's created, we still have all of the foliage. We still have all of the main parts of this, the cloak, all of those things. But we've got stonework, we've got a building, we've got brickwork behind it. And I just love the fact that he fleshed that out, and you can see the difference in the faces. Again, these aren't exact replicas of the faces, but there's something about these faces that, I don't know, they have some sort of emotion behind them. Even though they seem like there's not an expression, they seem to have emotion behind them, at least to me. Okay, so here's the High Priestess. Again, look at the difference. First of all, it's not clearly just black and white. We've got two different colors, but it's a little bit more nuanced. And then we've got the stonework in the back. And here's something where he starts to show that, you know, this I always think of a very, very watery card. You know, we've got normally in this card, her dress means that it's kind of coming down into the next card, and that's part of the river. But we've got a very earthy feel here. We're actually kind of in the same stonework. Are we in the same? We're kind of feeling like we're in the same stonework that we have in the Magician. You know, and I'm sure his cultural background has a lot to do with this. Yet he has all of the major aspects of this. Doesn't have the pomegranates, which is interesting. Doesn't have the background that keeps us from looking back there, but we've got a stone background that we don't really know what's behind there. So anyway, there's that. And then we come to the Empress. And oh my God, look at those trees. And instead of, there's kind of a river, but we've got he likes the lakes, it looks like. And just this really grounded feel to it. And again, whereas this is completely emotionless, she looks like she has maybe a little bit of smile, a little bit of contentment there. And the Emperor. They don't have the severe colors. Everything is soft. These are all watercolors, by the way. Everything is soft. But we've got, instead of the mountains, we've still got mountains back there, but it's almost as though, you know, so many times Pixie's stuff is, they are in front of. This feels like they're part of, at least to me. I'm sure everybody will have a different experience. Here, oh, look at the purples here. Oh, isn't that interesting? And again, instead of having a blank background here, we've got windows, we've got arches. I don't know if these are supposed to be churches. Again, I'm just looking at these really seriously for the first time. I don't know if it's supposed to be churches or some kind of, you know, to me, having been to Europe, they seem very European feel to them. Beautifully, beautifully done with the detail in the clouds. And the clouds within the sky there. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Okay, I know this could take forever, so maybe I'll stop talking so much about the differences, but again, you know, the detail. Whereas this stuff is in the background, it's all part of it. It just seems all part of it. And again, I just see the difference in the faces. It doesn't seem to be like it's supposed to be that much, but I see emotion. It feels to me like I can see more emotion in the faces here. Everybody loves the hermit. Oh, look at this. So again, not just on top of. We can see what's behind, we can see what's around him, that he's part of, not just existing on top of. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. And that purple is purples. Very detailed. Detailed in the clouds. Beautiful purples. And again, kind of not on a stage here. We just blend in. Hangman. Wow. Even the how realistic what looks to be a tree. And I found this really interesting, that the sun is red. For all of this that seems so muted, that red sun just really sticks out, and the river is gold, not blue. This is a fascinating deck. And it does seem that the people are a bit smaller to allow for the backgrounds to be part of, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with. Oh, and isn't that interesting? I don't see the crown here. I don't see the crown in this one. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. Reds, purples, not so severe. And this guy looks a little crazed. This guy just looks mean. It is interesting how he uses those purples. That's really nice. Oh, and I don't see any yods here. Interesting. We're going into clouds. It almost looks like water. Could be water. I think it's in the clouds, but it almost looks like it's a rough sea, doesn't it? Oh, this is beautiful. It looks like that river is, I don't know, the white in that river almost seems like it's tumultuous. And this one I love. I love, 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 love this one. That's beautiful. Even the towers look different. The sun. Again, the depth of detail. This is nothing but water back here, and here we've got a river, and we've got more of that grounded. Everything seems more realistic. Okay, oh my God, look at how beautiful this is. The lushness. And the gate instead of the archway. And the road is off to the side. Huh, interesting. And all of the clouds. The roughness of that sea. Again, those purples. And they're all standing on the same level. He's not above them on this one. They're all on the same level. Interesting. Still on a stage, but detail in that city behind him. Again with the purples. So it looks like he speaks a lot with the color. Oh, I love this. Look at all of the detail that he added. The workshop, the brickwork, the little oven. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. It just feels like you can walk into these cards. Oof, that's beautiful. Oh, and look at the colors of here. And we've got the lushness. It's just not as a frame. It's, again, part of it. And I don't know. Oh, these are trees back here again. Yep, on top of mountains here. There's almost plains, and here's the settled mountains back here. Gives us a plain. Again, like which one was it? Eight of Pentacles. He created a whole background. Beautiful. And she's on the mountain. Oh, she's on a mountain. She's not in a bog. Interesting. And there's water back here. Interesting. And this, oh wow. Instead of this harsh black in the back on so many of these cards, look at what he's chosen. Same here. Wow. Oh wow, I love these aces. Look at how lush. Look at how lush and how detailed. I mean, just the detail of these backgrounds is so amazing to me. I mean, there's been other cards with backgrounds, changes, and additions, but I don't know, there's something about these that just really, I really identify with. Whoa, look at that one. And some trees. Oh, how interesting. And again, he really likes the lakes. And look at the reflection in the lake. It's not a river. And we don't have the bridge. Huh. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Just the texture. Oh, and this one I love again. Kind of like the moon. Man, that is just beautiful. That is just beautiful. I'm not sure what is behind here. That's the first one that I've seen that's kind of a little bit closer, except for this texture in the sky, but that's as close as I've seen. These aces are just fantastic. Yeah, added a whole city on this one. It's left to the imagination here. Now, I don't know, some of you may think that that's better. It's just a different way. It's just a different card. And the King of Wands. So no real color schemes necessarily in each of the suits, but there you have it. That is called the Rediscovered Classic Tarot. It comes in a beautiful hard box. It comes with a little white book, and half of it is in Ukrainian, half of it is just short descriptions of the cards. It comes with a couple of extra cards. One that just shows the back. This is the back. And then a card here and a business card for Pentagram. So if you want these, I can put a link down there for you. I believe they still have them at Etsy. I don't know if that was a special deal for people who missed out on the Kickstarter thing or how long it was going to do it, but a very reasonable price for what they are. I think it was $43 or something. And there's the box, and I hope you enjoy it. But like I say, aside from just the fact that it's a little bit hard to, for me, a little bit heavy to shuffle because they're a little bit thicker, that's really my only complaint about them. And other than that, I absolutely love these, and they're a great find. Anyway, enjoy, and I will see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.